Hey everyone, my name is Eliza, and today I'm going to be walking you through how to make your very own geometric sculpture from the DIY kit by Folded Poetry, which is my design brand. For this exercise, you're going to be taking flat pieces of laser cut paper and you're going to be folding them and gluing them into three-dimensional form to make your own custom design. Now, I have seen people make some really amazing individual geometric sculptures out of these kits. I have also seen people team up and make some incredible group sculptures out of these kits as well. One time, I taught a workshop where participants created group sculptures and I actually hung them in their office place afterward as a keepsake. What an amazing experience. I have also made an incredible mobile out of this kit as well. So really the sky's the limit with what you can create using this DIY kit. All right, so let's get started. Before we dive in, you're gonna need a few things. You'll need Elmer's glue, a scrap piece of paper, and a toothpick. The very first thing we're gonna do is we are going to take our Elmer's glue and we are gonna lay it down on a scrap piece of paper so that it has a chance to become partially dried. This is important because allowing the glue to become partially dried ensures that it's tacky when you're ready to use it, which makes the whole process go a lot smoother and a lot faster. Trust me on this one. It's an old trick I learned in architecture graduate school. All right, so we've got our glue laid out, and now we're gonna go and get our forms out of the envelope. Here they are. We should have 10 forms total. I'm gonna be referring to these as the small, medium, and large shapes, just for simplicity's sake. Like, I'm not even sure how you would describe this shape. Like, what is that? I don't know. It's a large shape. Each of these shapes has attachment flaps, which are going to receive the glue and are going to be hidden on the inside of the shape. So here I am pointing out those attachment flaps on the large shape. You're going to begin bending this large shape with the brown lines on the outside of the shape. So you're going to be bending the paper away from those brown lines. Make sure that brown line is always on the outside of the shape. Next, you're going to bend back the flap and apply very small dots of tacky glue to the edge of the flap. Watch how I'm doing this. Very small dots of already partially dried tacky glue. Hold that flap against the adjacent paper and look at the back side to make sure everything is aligned. Here I'm gonna hold the back of the flap with my thumb, and I'm also going to make sure it stays aligned with my other fingers in the front. Then go ahead and do the same thing for the next flap. As I mentioned before, this holding drying time can be greatly reduced by using glue that is already tacky and only a small amount of it. It's a little counterintuitive. You don't want to use too much glue. Using too much wet glue will deform your paper and make the process a lot more messy. That's the gist of it. Let's keep working. Once all your flaps are glued, you're going to get to this point where you have 3 triangles and a square flap that's going to cover them. Take a small amount of glue on your toothpick and apply it to the very edge of the triangles as you see here. Small dots, like always. Then turn down the square flap and hold it to dry. And would you look at that, we have a fully enclosed shape. Yay! Let's make the other 3. Check it out, looking good. Let's move on to our medium shape. Here are the flaps that are going to receive the glue and end up on the inside of the form. Same process here. The brown lines go on the outside of the form and the flaps are going to receive small dots of partially dried glue right along the edge. Awesome, moving on to the next flap. Using your hands to hold the paper together as it dries, and then flipping to the back side to check for alignment. And we're going to work our way all the way around this form. Then ending with the same process, putting glue along the edge of the triangles and then holding the square flap down to fully enclose your object. Cool, huh? All right, let's make the rest of the medium shapes. Awesome, now we've got all three done. Woo! Moving on to our smallest shape. Here are the flaps that are going to be glued to the inside of the form. There are only 3 on this shape. Same process here as the other 2 shapes. By this time, my glue is extra tacky and I'm able to move a lot quicker and not need to spend as much time waiting for the glue to dry. And now let's finish the rest. Here they are. We should now have 10 fully enclosed forms. Look at that. Amazing. Now comes the really fun part. These shapes join together in specific ways. The large and the medium shapes join together in 2 ways. Rectangle to rectangle, and square to square. The large and the small shapes join together in 2 ways as well. Triangle to triangle, and square to square. The medium and small shapes join together square to square. And something that I didn't show here is that the shapes also join to each other. Large to large as a square to square connection, medium to medium as a square to square connection, and small to small as a square to square connection. Play around and see how these things go together. Once you're ready to join 2 together, take your glue and take, you guessed it, small dots of tacky glue and apply it to the corresponding faces of the 2 shapes that you want to join. Here we have a large to medium connection, and now I'm going to add a small piece on. Continue on like this, joining the shapes into any arrangement you see fit. It's your design. Have some fun. All right, I've combined all 10 of my shapes, and here is the final product. Here it is from another angle. Thank you so much for creating with me today. I hope this has been a great experience for you. And if you'd like, please send me some photos of your final product or yourself and your loved ones with your sculpture. That's all for now. Thanks again, y'all.